weather information you can plan on, only on the Weather Channel.
Upper Midwest is getting hit hard with some thunderstorms both on Wednesday and on into the overnight. Some of those storms have been severe and they've been producing some damage into parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin, and also into South Dakota. Thanks for joining us, and good morning. I'm Sharon Resulton.
And I'm Scott Larimore. While the Upper Midwest have been dealing with severe weather this evening and this morning, I should say, the Southwest has been dealing with some intense heat. Check out some of this video from Phoenix today. Folks were really struggling to stay cool. Afternoon high temperatures in Phoenix, 111 degrees. Those were some 15 degrees above average for this time of year. 110 broke a record high at Tucson, set back in 1988. It was a scorcher today in the Southwest.
Also into the Great Lakes region, the heat was widespread. Metro Beach was a good place to beat the heat in Detroit. Temperatures climbed into the mid-90s as the day wore on. Sunshine was abundant and a light breeze blew in off the water, so that might have helped a little bit, but unless you lived real close to the water, many folks were just baking in the heat. And let's hope you get a chance on Thursday to head on out like these lucky kids did and maybe enjoy the nice cool water. Looks like the perfect way to beat the heat there in the Motor City. 92 was the official high at the airport. 92 in St. Louis. 92 also heading on into Kansas City. 95 as we work our way down into the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And as you can see, a lot of 90s prevalent across the south, even close to 90 there around D.C., actually 98 there, and 88 close to 90 heading on into New York City. So there was plenty of warmth to go around, no doubt about that. Lots of record highs too, and many of them in the west. Tucson, it was a tie, 108 today, or I should say on Wednesday. Pueblo, 102, that was also a tie. Denver up to 98 degrees, and the list goes on, even as far north as Wyoming. Numerous records with readings up into the middle and upper 90s for Wednesday, July 16th. Now, if you're wondering, we're going to find a lot of warmth, too, on into Thursday, and what we haven't talked about is how the humidity factors in, and that will be a factor again for your Thursday. All the way on up into the northern plain states, stretching into the southern and western Great Lakes. Many of these areas, you need to use extreme caution. It's really just kind of common sense. Just think about maybe seeking the shade, taking it easy outside. Not the best of time to decide to mow the lawn, even in the danger category here with some 100s. So drink plenty of water and just use some common sense. Get into the air conditioning if you can across that particular region. Scott?
Sharon, we have seen some explosive thunderstorms in the upper Midwest, and that really is the area that we will look through into Thursday morning for potentially severe weather across the upper peninsula of Michigan on through southern parts of Wisconsin. If you're traveling along I-90, take care because showers and thunderstorms are pretty much dominating this region. We call them convective complexes. They typically form this time of year. They produce large amounts of rain and some specifics, 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts in Rhinelander, possible funnel clouds to the north of Sheboygan, and it has been certainly a rough Wednesday afternoon across southern parts of the state of Wisconsin, just north of the Milwaukee metro area, and this will basically be the area of the country that we look to for more showers and thunderstorms. The convective complexes tend to hold together into the overnight hours, and you can certainly see the bright white tops on our infrared satellite image across that area. Precipitation forecast generally greater than an inch underneath those convective complexes, and here is yet another one kind of isolated by itself across western and southwestern parts of Missouri, eastern Kansas, and northeastern parts of Oklahoma.
Well, let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about those temperatures. I talked about some of the heat there across the even areas of the lower Great Lakes. Let's see if there's going to be any relief in sight as we head on into the weekend. And it does look like we'll find some changes. The jet stream has been riding well to the north, so that opens the door for the southerly winds and lots of warm air. But a weak trough does move in as we head toward the weekend, and it's really going to be affecting the Great Lakes on into the north and east. At the surface, an associated surface front will be moving on through. That will be the leading edge of some cooler air. So many of these regions that you see here, the Twin Cities, Milwaukee, Chicago, South Bend and Indianapolis, Detroit, Columbus and Cleveland, even around Philadelphia, New York City and Boston, you're going to find some relief from all that heat as we head into the weekend, and maybe even more importantly to some of you, a little bit less humid. Not going to have to deal with quite as much humidity across this area. This is the time of the year, though, that we don't see those fronts make it all the way down into the southeast. So notice the area in blue has its limits. That means south of the region, including areas like Atlanta, Nashville, Raleigh-Durham, you're still going to have to deal with the heat and the humidity. And it looks like those 90s are here to stay right on into the weekend. So cooling down in some parts as we see a change in the jet stream for the weekend, but many areas are going to remain on the hot side. Now, Scott's going to tell you a little bit about what you can expect for your Thursday as far as showers and thunderstorms are concerned and temperatures. Scott?
Sharon, our Midwest, upper Midwest showers and thunderstorms are expected to continue on into early Thursday morning. These are convective complexes, and they tend to not dissipate overnight, even after they lose their heat or energy source, the sun. We're expecting rainfall amounts in excess of 1 inch, in fact, locally up to 3 inches across some parts of southern Wisconsin into southern Minnesota and northern parts of Iowa. Showers and thunderstorms will continue to rumble into the early morning hours Thursday. Here is an interesting feature sitting down in the Gulf of Mexico. That is Tropical Depression number 4. It is about 230 miles to the south.